What is up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel and welcome to the first episode of a new series I'm going to be doing on this YouTube channel called Big Brother Unpacked, where we dive into what happened with my Big Brother season, and then when the new season comes out, we're going to be analysing every episode, who we think the best housemates are, and if they're really playing the game. In today's episode, I'm going to be answering your comments about the Big Brother experience. When I put out the call for questions on my YouTube channel, I got 119 of them. So I'm going to scroll through and pick the best questions that I can answer. Were there any extra rooms that weren't seen on the show? So probably the two extra rooms that I didn't know about at the start of the series were the bunker and the white room. But no, apart from that, from what I know, they were the only secret rooms that were in the Big Brother house. Why didn't we see more of you and Hannah's time in the house? I don't know, editing, I suppose? They really wanted to focus on like the whole Sophie and Chad dynamic, and that's just how it played out. Editing, for I reckon per day they were filming 24 hours a day, and you probably only got to see about half hour's worth of that. So yeah, some things hit the editing room floor and don't make the edit. What was the biggest fight on the show? I love Big Brother heaps and I miss it so much. Well, one of the biggest fights on the show would have to be, there weren't too many fights, but there was a moment after my lie sent Danny home from the house, and all the housemates ganged up on me and said, "You're a liar, you shouldn't be here in the house, you've just sent someone home over a lie." So then I had to deal with that situation moving forward, and that was really stressful for me because I'd gone for a situation where I'd escaped being nominated, but then the ramifications of Danny going home really like screwed with me. So I was kind of on the inner at that point. Like, I was moving into the groups, I was making relationships, but when it showed that I lied and was planting a seed in Garth's head, then really it didn't help me at all. So yeah, that's one thing I regret, screwing Danny over, because thinking about it, I probably should have picked someone else, because Danny really was an ally of mine. I didn't need to screw her over. And the main reason I did it was to keep the heat off me, because everyone was going, let's get Kieran out, let's nominate Kieran, let's get him out of the game. So I needed to chuck someone under the bus, really, to save myself. So, sorry, Danny. How much time was left on the clock in the white room? So I reckon it was probably about 2 seconds from what producers told me after I left the show. About 2 seconds I had left. So what would have happened then if I'd missed the time? Matt probably would have chosen me to go back into the Big Brother house, and then I would have been evicted the next day, I reckon, because there was no way I was going to win that next challenge. And that's why I hit the button, because I thought, oh, well, I'll take my family on a bit of a holiday, and it'll be good fun. And then I got out and COVID hit and we couldn't do anything. So then I spent the money on a brand new camera, which is still coming because of delays with COVID, ironically. So, but yeah, I spent it, because I'm a videographer, I spent it on all new equipment and lenses and stuff, which is going to really help me with my job. For yourself, if you hadn't been nominated and instead won the nomination challenge, who would you have chosen to be in the top 6? Ooh, that's an interesting question. So I really actually wanted the top, when I was in the top 6 and I was sitting there, I really wanted the top 3 to be me, Sarah, and Chad, or I wanted it to be me, Sophie, and Chad. Sarah, because towards the end with the top 6, I felt she was playing the best game, 100% out of those 6. She played it really like well throughout the whole time. And I remember I actually went to her throughout the show and I said to her, "Holy crap, I'm just realizing what you're doing now. You've been playing this game so well." And she said, "It took you long enough." And I think it was also good because Sarah realized how much I was playing the game as well. She mentioned that when I was nominated, how I was a big game player. So I respected her for that. Chad, because he's a really nice guy, and I feel like he kind of deserved to be in the top 3 because he really was just himself the whole show and really was just genuine to who he was. And then who else did I self? Myself in the top 3, because I feel like I was nominated the most. I won no challenges, but that meant because I was nominated so much, not winning any challenges, I had to really be on edge at all times, trying to figure out how I was going to get out of the situation. And I'd love Sophie in the final 3 with me because I was in the white room with her. And yeah, I feel like I'd have a bit of an edge over the couple if I was in the final 3 with Sophie and Chad, because I would have been seen as the underdog and someone that didn't have a partner within the game. But I also feel if I was in the final 3 with Daniel and Matt, I may have won that as well, maybe, just because of the way they were portrayed on the show. But when you're inside the house, you never know how people are going to be portrayed on TV. So in the house, I thought if I was in the final three with Matt and Dan, Daniel's got a bit of a big social media following. He's got the boys around him. They love him. Matt's a great guy from Broken Hill. And here I am, the YouTuber that can't drive. So my thoughts were, if it was tricky being in that top 6, because every night I'd go to bed, I'd go, who would be in my top 3? Now, to choose out of everyone, if to be in that top 3, I would have chosen either me, Marissa, or Angela in the top 3, or me, Angela, and Alan. Now, what was something that was very interesting about Big Brother is that I thought me and Alan's friendship would be portrayed highly in the TV program, but it actually wasn't. It was shown that we were pit against each other from day one. And yeah, me and Alan are great friends. We're actually planning a trip soon. So it's just what people need to remember with this show is the editing is so intense and you see only a small fraction of what's going on. How tough was the White Room? The White Room was really tough. Now, I'm a big phone person. I love to be on my phone. I was watching this documentary called The Social Dilemma last night, and they said you should only be on your phone for half hour a day. And I'm on my phone usually per day about 3 hours. So in the White Room, when you've got nothing, just you and your thoughts, you do start to go a bit crazy and about mad. But to keep myself occupied, I started to think about the game and the people that were in the house at that point, and I really wanted to try and predict who was going to come into the White Room with me, because I knew someone would come in because of a second bet. Has always been a dream to be on a TV show. Not so much a TV show, probably Survivor or Big Brother, because I love tuning into Survivor. I watch every episode. Big Brother was a huge one for me. When I heard that applications were being released for that, I thought I have to jump on it and I have to do it, because I used to watch all the episodes. I used to sit up here at home every night when I was like 13 and watch Tim Dormer's series. I watched Ben Norris's series. So like, yeah, it was a pretty big deal when I got that call saying, yo, you're going to be on Big Brother. I was like, nah. I was even thinking 2 days leading up to going into the house, producers are going to ring me and be like, nah, we don't need you. Apart from Sophie, if that counts, who are you most sad about leaving the house? Angela. Angela was the one that I was really sad about leaving, because there was really nothing I could do. I was sitting up on the nomination couch with her, with Casey. So if I was on the opposite side, I would have done everything in my power to run around and try and save her. But because you're also nominated as well, you kind of have to think, I've really got to start thinking for myself here and not worrying about other people. So I really think it would have been cool if me and Angela had been in the top 6 together, because we would have made an amazing team. Do you prefer this format of Big Brother over the old one? What I think could happen is, I'm hoping it gets implemented in the next season or the season after, is that they use some of our format and some of the live format. For example, the power of vetoes in the Canadian version, and with this new Big Brother, you could do it live where the audience vote to say someone through the power of veto. Me and Alan have discussed this quite a bit because we're huge fans of the show, but yeah, there could be a way that they could do it. So if they could culminate both, I'd love it. But I did love this format, because then I could come home and watch it with my family and really experience it all over again after I'd filmed it. So I enjoyed this format because I could come home and watch it with my family and friends, but I also like the live version because I probably wouldn't have been as strategic or manipulating in the house if it was live. Someone says, what do you do off camera in the Big Brother house? There is no off camera time in the Big Brother house. So we are always being filmed. We are always, the cameras are always on us. And then just whatever makes the edit, makes the edit. So the cameras never turn off. Even when you're asleep, the cameras are on. So it's pretty crazy. Who are you most connected with after leaving the house? So I'm still really good friends with Hannah, Danny, Angela, Marissa, and Alan. We still have our own group chat that we talk in like nearly every day, just talking about the whole experience, seeing what each other's up to. And yeah, I'm actually planning a trip with Alan where we catch up with like all the housemates and stuff. So still connected to quite a few people. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. Subong and Kieran training montage, or I'm leaving. Yeah, that's got to happen. That video's coming soon. It's going to be awesome. Favorite activity on the show? I think you probably mean like favorite challenge. Probably the challenge that got me evicted, which was the challenge where I was balancing the balls. And if I didn't have 2 balls, I think I really would have been in for a good shot with that challenge. Someone says, I believe the countdown would have gone to the full $250,000 in the White Room. No, that's not the case. So if you look at the UK version of Big Brother, it capped at 50 grand. But I think for our season, the cap probably would have been maybe 17,000 or 18,000, because I asked producers and I was pretty close hitting the big red button. So nah, I think it would have been unfair if it capped at 250. That would have been insane. Someone said, I'd like to know if there is any part of the show that is scripted. No, there is no part of the show that is scripted. You're never called into the diary room and asked by producers to go over and say this to someone. All the moves you pull are your own, and that's why I wanted to go on this show, because nothing's manipulated. You hear stories about other reality TV programs where people are told to do something or say something. That doesn't happen on Big Brother. Were you in it for the money, attention, or for fun? Probably for fun. Like, I'm a huge Big Brother fan. Like, I wasn't in it for the money. I actually didn't think I'd win at all when I went in. I thought I wouldn't even get close. I thought maybe I'd last a month and then get evicted. Yeah, just for fun really, because I'm such a fan of Big Brother. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button, subscribe for more. If you want more Big Brother content, hit that like button and comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.